have Muslim friends. I like, you know, I'm just gonna say that I haven't interacted a lot with that community, and I was struck time and again by like crazy similarities between our communities that were like so minor. I love that everyone communicates on WhatsApp. That is our zone in the Jewish community. I just added like 15 WhatsApps to my already existing 300 WhatsApp groups. I mean, it's incredible. And what's been really remarkable about this movement is finding those similarities and finding that we are not as different as people thought we were. And I hope it goes to the Supreme Court, because golly, I'm gonna write a book about it. Maybe if anyone wants to give me a contract. But it's really been heartening to see. Over COVID, it was very frustrating to see a lot of Montgomery County parents lay down and just take it. And the Muslim parents in this county were like, no, this is not what we're going to do. And I was really struck also by how many parents were willing to talk to me on the record, because I wrote literally an entire book. I have them under my stroller, happy to sell you one. The number of people who would talk to me for that book on the record, I can count on one hand. And almost every single parent I spoke to that were involved in these opt-out protests were like, YOLO, what do I have to lose? Like, quote me, because I'm standing for my kids, and I'm not ashamed of that fact, and whatever happens, happens, because this is my most sacred duty, and I take it very seriously. And I was really struck by the bravery of these parents to say things that I've heard for the last 2 years whispered to me. It's really been remarkable. And I love making these connections with folks like you and meeting people in person, and I'm just really appreciative of Moms for Liberty for hosting this event. And speaking of the mask mandate, I'm gonna go off cue for 1 second and say, y'all were the only people in the conservative movement who were willing to stand up about the masks in the beginning. There were so many people who quietly said to me, who are in organizations across the conservative movement, we agree with you, but we can't say anything because we don't want to be labeled as anti-maskers. And Moms for Liberty said, we care about kids who are on the autism spectrum who cannot handle having a mask on their face all day. And I am so appreciative that I didn't feel like I was a voice in the wilderness yelling about this, because people were screaming at my children in supermarkets in Montgomery County into 2021, okay? Like late 2021, people were screaming at my children. And the cowardice that is just pervasive in this country and honestly in this movement, it is really heartening making connections with folks who do not have that cowardice. So thank you, and thank you.
Speaking of brave moms,